Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 14 wins, 6 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Charlotte, North Carolina, USA, Jordan Reinaldi. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 13 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Tremblay, St. Martin, Suffolk, England, Arnold Almighty Allen. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Leon Roberts.
So Leon Roberts shares the octagon with our featherweights. Jordan Reinaldi versus Arnold Allen.
First round, gents, ready?
Local show
Ready?
for Arnie. Reinaldi, born in New York, fights out of North Carolina. He is wearing the blue in the orthodox stance. It is the southpaw stance for Allen in the red. Allen told us he's been doing a lot more pad work with Faraz Zahabi, really technical stuff. And it's been helping him really use his full skill set.
It's going to certainly help him with his timing and with his, with his movement. You can see it in his footwork already. Something that that I noticed doing pads with Faraz is that a lot of it is down to foot placement and timing of the punch instead of just blasting combinations like most people do with pads. A lot of it is very, very tactical, considering where and when you're going to throw, how your opponent moves into your range and how you capitalize on that. You can see the measured approach here from Arnold Allen already.
Allen, a very good boxer before he turned to mixed martial arts. He actually delayed his choice of mixed martial arts because his dad was a mixed martial arts fighter, and he thought if his dad did it, it's not cool. But eventually he actually went over to MMA. Jack Mason, who is in his corner tonight, is one of his mentors.
Yeah, that was a good body kick from Reinaldi. It was caught by Arnold Allen.
So if your dad's an MMA fighter, does that make being like an accountant cool?
He's also now a strongman, or was a strongman as well as an
That's
MMA
pretty
fighter.
cool.
He's a big dude.
It's good work by Arnold Allen here. Taking his time, just chopping away at the legs. He seems very relaxed here in comparison to how he did it against Mads Burnell. Possibly that's, that chest infection playing on his mind going into that fight.
And it's so funny, his demeanor, he's vicious when he's inside that octagon, but when you spend time with him, I actually did a documentary with this guy. I spent the whole day with him. He's very mild-mannered.
Not in this moment, he's not.
No, exactly, and his ground and pound is absolutely ferocious. They actually have said at TriStar they need to dial him back.
Yeah. Leon Roberts has just said, if you want your opponent to stand up, step back, and Arnold Allen just shook his head and continued chopping away at his legs.
Scoring points, that was a smart move.
And you can see the redness on Reinaldi's legs already.
So Reinaldi realized that Allen was going to be a young, explosive fighter, quite measured, unlike his previous opponent, Jason Knight. But he believed he'd be the bigger man in there.
Yeah, I think he is, which is crazy when you think that Reinaldi was fighting at 155. But
yeah,
you know what? It's interesting too when you watch these fights on TV. We're actually right here. We see these guys, but at home, the perspective of how big everybody is so distorted. You don't really know. I remember when I saw Reinaldi for the first time, I was like, how does that guy make 155? And then I had a chat with him, and he's like, oh man, I didn't even cut weight. What?
Yeah. And then he went down to the PI and saw another UFC lightweight there who was much bigger, and that was the catalyst for why he's now coming down to 145.
Yeah.
Big guys in your division, Paul.
Oh my God.
I've just rubbed that in, haven't I?
Oh my
just underlined it.
I'm like 165 right now, so I'm just walking around real light.
No, you're not. Come on. They can't even see you and they know you're lying, Paul. Boys.
So Reinaldi believed that he was going to have the reach, but Allen's managing that very, very well. Reinaldi's not being able to touch him on the end of these strikes.
This is very, very characteristic of Faraz Zahabi pad work. You see this all the time. I mean, people always talked about GSP's striking, but if you really break it down, he went through the majority of his career with very, very little, very few punches. He didn't throw anything crazy, didn't take any risk. It was all high percentage, straight down the line, crisp punching with good timing.
23 distance strikes there for Allen, just 7 have landed for Reinaldi.
This must be a bit confusing for Reinaldi as well. Coming off a fight with someone like Jason Knight, who is always there to be hit, to fighting someone that he probably wasn't expecting to be as measured as this.
Yeah, you can tell Allen is definitely sitting back. Nice. And he's waiting. He was waiting for Reinaldi to be forced to have to overcommit to some of these punches, and he's just slipping back just a little bit. What were we saying? Not slide back. What were we saying?
Did say, yeah.
Slide back. Drop back.
Slide back, drop back, fade back.
We called it like 5 different things yesterday.
To make it through, we'll be back in 60 seconds.
If you can't find the head, you got to find the body. Do that again? Yes, sir. Right at the end, I'm going to give it to him. Same thing, okay? Same round. You look fantastic. Mouth shield. If you can't find the head, you got to find the body. Do that again? Yes, sir. Right at the end, I'm going to give it to him. Same thing, okay? Same round. You look fantastic. Mouth shield. Stop. Bucket.
Welcome back to round number 2 of this contest between AAA and Jordan Reinaldi. Arnold Allen was relaxed enough to just adjust his hair before the round started. Guys, just want to mention this to you, 25 years of age, 5th UFC appearance for Arnold Allen.
Yeah, not waiting around, is he? Great coaching from Firas in the corner. One thing that stuck in my mind, he said, if you can't find the head, find the body. And there were a few times when Arnold Allen threw very, very fast kicks over the top of Rinaldi's head. Perhaps if he starts to lower those levels, he'll start to hammer some into the midsection. Yeah,
and that's just ultimately going to open up that head kick, right? That's the best way to get somebody with a head kick, is either the right hand and feint over the top with your kick, like Cowboy does so well, or go to the body, smash the leg over and over again. And just when they start feinting and getting terrified of that, boom, you come up top. And it doesn't have to be overly hard with head kicks. I think that's one of the misconceptions of it. You put your shin on somebody's neck or head, they're going to go down.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I mean, you know, that's something I was saying about Robert Whittaker when he fought Jacare. It's not a Muay Thai kick. His hips don't follow through.
No.
But he brought the knee up, he cracked him on the side of the head, and it was enough to really cause a lot of damage to Jacare, to cause the end of that fight. You don't need a lot of power. You've got to think of the weight of a leg as well, the momentum that it's going to carry when you're throwing it up to someone's
It's all
head.
about placement.
Yeah.
Jordan Reinaldi splits his camp between Atlanta, where he is most of the time. He goes to ATT Atlanta, I believe, and then back to his home of North Carolina, which is very much a camp centered around him. So I think he takes a lot of the minerals from what he learns in Atlanta back home, and then they design things for what he needs and his opponents. And as we were saying before, very analytical.
A great job of pivoting to the right off his left leg. I mean, great work, really nice. Certain improvements in his game.
Yeah, 100%. He's nowhere to be seen for these takedown attempts of Reinaldi either. He's having a lot of trouble closing that distance on Allen and getting in there. Every time he tries to use his punches to do that, Allen's just out of the way or countering back.
After the main event, don't miss a recap of all the action from London on the UFC Fight Night post-show on ESPN+. Watch Karen Bryant, Michael Bisping and Laura Sanko break it all down on ESPN+. Nice forward momentum there from Reinaldi.
Nice jab from Arnold Allen there just to halt that progress.
Do you think that Reinaldi needs to almost sacrifice the first shot to try and find the second? Because right now, Allen's just got really good countering and head movement. You
know, everything's missing. It's not controlling the octagon at all. He's allowing Arnold Allen as much space as he likes to move back into. What Reinaldi, should be noticing here is every time he throws his shots, this space for Arnold Allen to move away into. I mean, look at that. if you place them up against the fence with Arnold Allen's back foot against the octagon wall, then he doesn't have that opportunity to slip away like that. I would like to see Reinaldi be more aggressive with his footwork, try and get inside a bit more.
That was more aggressive. Nice 1-2 from him.
Yeah, and I think it's just a matter of going for it as well. He's got to commit to, you see how he's throwing, okay, left hook, or throw a really nice kick, and he's throwing good technique on a lot of these things. He's landing a little bit. He's peppering the arms of Allen with the body kicks, but he's got to overcommit to these punches just a little bit if he wants to get to the ground. Otherwise, he's going to get outstruck on the outside here from Allen.
Yes.
See, every time that left-hand counter is there all day for Almighty.
And the more you miss, the more desperate you're going to get.
Yep.
And you know, the more hesitant you're going to be with throwing your shots.
Well,
now we see Allen stalking him.
For Arnold Allen, started in this sport at 16 as a very young man. He used to have to travel around many hours between different spots, working at the same time. Used to sleep in snowy train stations every now and then as well, when he wasn't making any money. Very nearly gave up. He said, if I didn't make it to the UFC by the time I was 21, I'm out. And guess what? He got the call, and we're delighted for it.
Nice. Great work there. Just a punch glance slightly low. Beautiful dig to the body as well.
Love that. Love that from the southpaw stance as well.
Yeah, really good. Again, the head movement, though, just out of range every time. And now he's starting to punish Reinaldi when he is missing these shots.
Yeah, good counter work here from Arnold Allen.
And you see him, he anticipates it. He's always ready to spring back, staying on his toes, staying very light on his feet. Look at how he's got that back foot always pivoted, always in a good position so that he can counter strike.
Rinaldi spoke to us about high-level problem solving. Well, right now he's got a high-level problem that needs solving.
And he's about to have 5 minutes to do it, because I think Arnold Allen's controlling this pace. And I mean, as we're looking at the stats, he's running away with these strikes.
Oh, he goes again with a big rally back in 60 seconds.
Another strong finish. Seems to be a part of the game plan for Arnold Allen to really put a stamp on that last 10 seconds.
I'd like to see him do that earlier, though, Dan. I mean, maybe he will. Now it's third round.
He's trying to steal rounds.
Okay. Super good at it.
He's staying away to steal the round.
Trying to steal rounds,
we don't know how they're going to judge that. We're in his home, okay? Push the pace. Push the pace with the jab and the low kick. Let's land that kick more. He's not adjusting to it at all. All right.
Clean up the combinations to the takedown, okay? We're not cleaning your reaching, okay?
The body shot is landing successfully, big time.
Get your timing down.
Let's start finishing it. Let's start finishing it with the hook, but don't follow through all the way where you're falling off. Right hand to the body, come up with the hook. It's there the whole time, okay?
Check those kicks so they don't give him the points for it, you know what I mean? Just check it.
Yeah, okay.
But he's going to shoot now, okay, because you heard him. Okay, you're seeing his shot coming. He's going to shoot now. Find that body. Be smart and find that body.
Another really strong finish there to the round for Arnold Allen. Springs into life and goes crashing forward his opponent. Overwhelmed him with strikes there, and as Reinaldi tried to get off the fence, you could see he loses his balance, and Arnold Allen chased him to the canvas.
So Allen jogs out to the center of the octagon. He is wearing the red. The traveling American Rinaldi in the blue. He kind of conceded that he knew what was going on his stool and just smirked, and he's obviously having problems executing the game plan. They spoke about that body shot, though. They need to follow that up.
Yeah, they do. I think they feel like they're having some success with that. But still, you know, you've got to nail Arnold Allen down if you're going to hit him with something of quality, or try and time him on the way in, which is not working for Reinaldi at the moment. I feel like he has a speed deficit as well.
And we talked about this a little bit, I think, with Allen, because we were going back and forth on, how do you like to break down fights? You watch your opponent, you really come up with a very specific game plan, and Allen was like, I kind of ride on instincts, whereas Rinaldi's very in his head, figures things out. But the problem with that, and we talked about it, is if you overdo that and you rely on your game plan too much, what happens when that is not working and that is no longer effective? How do you improvise? How do you live in the moment of a fight? That's where you've got to blend your instincts and game plan, and that's why this game's really hard.
Yeah, and when you're being presented with, you know, several different problems, you can tend to overanalyze, and then that gets you away from your own game because you're focused on your opponent.
Nice jab again by Allen. Nice. Counter. Every time that Rinaldi just throws that jab out, Allen's got a really good answer for it.
He really has. And, you know, as his confidence grows, he's not moving himself quite as far out of range. Just dropping his weight onto his back leg, moving his head off to one side, and then allowing him to come back with 2 or 3 punches in a combination.
Something happened to the right eye of Jordan Reinaldi. It must have been a knuckle because the referee said, no, carry on.
See, Reinaldi again, he's moving forward in a straight line, and he's giving, you can see the amount of space in the octagon behind Arnold Allen. With someone as fast and as good footwork as that, you're just going to chase them into open space.
And look where he's circling. He's circling to his right, to the left side, the power side of Allen.
Yeah.
The whole time. There we go. Right. Right. So Allen always has the better footwork position. You're always moving into his power right now. Look, he just plots. He's cutting you off. Oh, beautiful body shot.
Oh, nice. Really letting him fly now is Arnold Allen, but Jordan Reinaldi with a very solid chin, still looking for his own assaults. Went to the wrestling there. Allen limp-legged out.
Yeah, I think Rinaldi's got to really let it go on the feet, get a little aggressive, and, you know, and go for, I don't want to say go for broke, you're never going to get hurt in there, but he's got to go for it. And that is the only way I think he's going to be able to get a takedown attempt where it's even close to getting Allen to the mat. He's got to throw a committed overhand or something to occupy the left side of Allen, or he's going to get picked apart by his power all day.
Yeah, Allen just seems so confident here, so comfortable. He's kind of cruising. I would imagine in the last 30 seconds we're going to see him explode into life again and try and put another stamp on this round. Still ahead on the total strikes, 58 to Allen for 35 for Jordan Reinaldi. And interestingly as well, looking at the way the stats are broken down, we've got 12 headshots from Reinaldi and 27 from Arnold Allen, but they're pretty much even on low kicks. I mean, that might be something that Reinaldi should have been thinking about earlier in the fight, maybe, with this kind of footwork that he's up against.
Yeah, chop
into
down
that lead leg.
And you
maybe
can see it on Allen's leg.
Yeah.
That right leg is really red. It's been affected, but
maybe he wasn't watching the Duffy-Jacasey fight before he came out, right?
It's like, all right, coaches, I've completely changed my game plan. All I'm going to do is kick his calf until he can't walk anymore.
Very, very fast takedown
a lot of that.
There. Yeah, very fast takedown defense there again from Arnold Allen. Rinaldi reached for the leg, and Allen just pulled it away.
Well, here's the thing, right? We talked a lot about wrestling a lot this week because of a lot of the English fighters, Irish, UK, everybody going over to America to work at wrestling, right? But in MMA, wrestling prevention is what I think is more important than being a good defensive wrestler. If they're already on you and on your leg, of course you need to work that. But one of the things I think a lot of people forget to work more is what distances you use to keep that away. If they can't get a hold of your leg or get in, and you're peppering them with punches or level changes to prevent that. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing right now from Allen, is he's not putting himself in a position.
Once again, Allen coming forward with the pressure at the end of the round. And that is the bell. Allen looks happy with himself. We'll see what the judges think after the break.
This program is sponsored by Bet365.
The race is on here. Look at this acceleration, the power. Oh, and he plunges his way over.
At Wren, we beat every major retailer's lowest online appliance price by up to 15%. Plus, get an AEG dishwasher for just £99. Hurry, sale ends Wednesday.
Tails.com. Unique nutrition made just for your dog. And right now, get a free 2-week trial. Go to Tails.com and tell us all about your dog.
This program is sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome back to London. Time now to get the judges' decision. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-26, 30-27, and 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Arnold Allen.
Ladies and gentlemen,